There is a quiet kind of suffering in this world that no one sees. It doesn't scream, it doesn't beg, it doesn't break things. It smiles, it performs, it keeps peace. It fits in. It's the kind of pain that doesn't look like pain at all. It looks like someone who's always fine, but inside, they're gone. They left themselves a long time ago. This is for the ones who abandoned themselves to survive. This is for the ones who are finally ready to come home. Nobody teaches you that your first heartbreak might be with yourself. It doesn't happen all at once. It's gradual. Maybe it started in childhood, when you were punished for crying, told to be quiet, told to be good, told that your feelings were too much. Or maybe it came later, in relationships that only loved the version of you that pleased them. So you cut off parts of yourself. You edited your truth to keep the peace, and you called that love, but it wasn't love. It was abandonment of the deepest kind. You see, abandonment doesn't always look like someone walking out the door. Sometimes, it looks like you walking away from your own needs, your own heart, your own voice, and you did it because you had to. You thought it was the only way to stay safe, the only way to belong, but the cost was you. The most obedient prisoners don't need locked doors. They've been conditioned to police themselves. That's what happens when you're taught that love is earned by being small, by being agreeable, by being what others need. You become a mirror. You reflect back what everyone wants to see, and in doing so, you vanish. People call you kind, selfless, a good person, but inside, you feel hollow, like no one really knows you. Because how could they? You don't even know you. This isn't kindness, it's fear. Fear of rejection, fear of being too much, fear of being abandoned again. So you abandoned yourself first, just to stay ahead of the pain. Over time, you forget what you even like. You can't make decisions without someone's input. You doubt your own intuition, because your inner compass, it was silenced repeatedly. When you're constantly told that your feelings are wrong, that your desires are selfish, that your truth is inconvenient, you begin to believe it. You begin to mistrust yourself, and eventually, you forget who you were before you started editing yourself. That's not weakness, that's trauma, that's self-protection at a soul level. But here's the truth. Just because you forgot who you are doesn't mean you're lost forever. You're still in there waiting. It shows up in ways you wouldn't expect. Feeling anxious when you're alone, saying yes when everything in you screams no, feeling numb when someone asks how you feel, constantly over-apologizing, struggling to trust your choices, over-giving, over-explaining, overextending, and burning out. These aren't flaws. These are survival patterns. They were your way of staying safe in a world that made authenticity feel dangerous. But the thing about survival mode, you can't live in it forever. Eventually, your soul starts knocking, and then breaking down becomes the beginning of breaking free. There comes a moment, maybe it's after another breakdown, another failed relationship, another night crying for no clear reason, when you realize something painful and liberating. You've been betraying yourself in the name of love, and suddenly the fog lifts. You realize you're allowed to want more. You're allowed to have boundaries. You're allowed to disappoint others. If it means telling the truth, you're allowed to stop performing. You're allowed to come back to yourself. You always were. Healing doesn't look like fireworks. It looks like saying no and not explaining yourself. Sitting with a feeling instead of suppressing it. Making a decision without asking 10 people first. Crying without judging the tears. Choosing rest over proving your worth. Choosing yourself, even when it's uncomfortable. Each small act is a step home. And the road home, it's paved with radical honesty. Not for those who hurt you, but for you, for abandoning yourself because you didn't know any better. Now you do. You didn't fail. You adapted. You became what you needed to be to survive environments that didn't honor the real you. But that version of you, the one who people pleased, who minimized their needs, who smiled while suffering, and that's not who you are. That was a mask. And now, it's safe to take it off. You're not too much. You're not selfish. You're not unworthy. You were just taught to believe those lies. Now it's time to learn something new. Coming home is an act of rebellion, because in a world that profits off your insecurity, that manipulates your fear, that teaches you to seek validation outside yourself, loving yourself is revolutionary. So do it slowly. Sit with your younger self. Listen to the parts of you that were silenced. Validate your needs. Respect your intuition. Honor your truth. Even if your voice shakes when you speak it, You loved everyone else so deeply. Now it's time to love yourself that way. 2. You deserve your own devotion. This isn't a return to who you were. It's a return to who you've always been. Beneath the noise, you're not going back to your old self. You're going inward. You're building a new self, rooted in truth, love, and presence. You were taught to abandon yourself, but you've outgrown survival. You've outgrown silence. And now, you're coming home. One breath at a time. One truth at a time. One act of self-love at a time. Welcome back. Thank you for watching. If this video spoke to your heart, press the thumbs up and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. It helps spread the voice of inner peace. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this. You deserve to feel whole, and you're never too far gone to come home.